Oh, hello and welcome to another edition of Toys from the Attic. You know, seeing how it's spring, I thought I'd take some time out to get some gardening in. The only problem is I'm having to deal with some pesky earthworms. Whoa! Oh, well, I guess we're going to be taking a look at Earthworm Jim today. Jim was just an ordinary earthworm until an experimental supersuit fell on him from space. The impact, coupled with the suit's radiation, hyper-evolved Jim. With his newfound intelligence, he was able to pilot the suit, gaining its super strength and the dexterity of a human. Jim can be a bit naive and rarely thinks before rushing into a situation. However, upon occasion he is also proved to be quite cunning. Yet his first instinct when facing an enemy is to pull out his blaster and fire away. Alright, so here we have the main hero himself, Earthworm Jim. I really don't know what else to say about this guy. He looks like he stepped right out of the video game or the cartoon or even the rare comics. And for that, yeah, I'm happy. I really like it when when an action figure looks just like the character that he's supposed to be. Yeah, I know that they have other variants out there that might have a few flashier gimmicks. Still, I really like just the plain Jane version of this figure. He's definitely a good shelf hanger. Now that I've grown out of action figures and I like to display him around, he's one that I could proudly put on my shelf. His accessories that he came with was his, gun's a little bit tight in there, was his big croaking blaster. It's just his standard oversized gun. It looks a little bit different than the one that was in the video game. I mean, that one was just like a big brick. Still, it's kind of cool that he has this giant one, even though he never used it in the cartoon. He comes with his standard blaster. Now, it's not red, of course, because when they were making these guys, they just used the same molding as they did with Snot here, which is another accessory that he came with, and it's kind of neat to have Snot be all snarling and growling. And he has a few little scuff marks on him to show that he's been in a few fights, even though in the cartoon he's actually a happy little puppy-ish type of booger. Now, they did actually come out with two versions of Earthworm Jim, and they were exactly the same. I mean, the first line, there's actually a third version of him, but I'll get into that later. Where the only difference was the weapons were actually colored red, and because of that, Snot was actually colored red. Me and my friends have kind of dubbed that as the bloody nose Snot. Yeah, I know it's kind of gross, but that was the first one that came out in the line, and that's a little bit more of the rare figure to find, especially if it's in the box. And the one with the green armor or green accessories is the more common one. His gun can actually fit inside his holster, sort of. I mean, you can kind of stick it right under there, and it can hold in there. It can stick in there pretty good, even though, yeah, it's supposed to be in that way, just like they have in the cartoon, but, you know, cartoon physics and all. Now, his points of articulation are pretty standard. I mean, his arms can move up and down on both sides. His wrists move both at the elbows, and his legs move up and down. Other than the battle pose that he's kind of in that little position of his legs, he's pretty symmetrical as far as movement-wise goes. And for that, I'm kind of happy. There's a lot of figures where the elbow will swivel this way, and then just the wrist over here will swivel, and that can kind of get kind of annoying. Now, he does have one gimmick here, and it's another gimmick that I actually don't mind because it was actually portrayed in the first video game. You have a little button here, and I guess if he got too much battle damage or something surprised him, you just press it, and his head actually just pops out, just like in the video game. And so you just have Earthworm Jim right here by himself. It's kind of sad that, yeah, you don't have the extra wormy body right here so that you could kind of display him out of his suit, but yeah, that's nitpicking. However, I do like the fact that, yeah, his head does come out, so you could have his headless suit just standing right there, just like out of the game. I know I keep repeating that, but that's one of the coolest things about this guy. I mean, it's a very great action figure to represent the series. I know they came out with a more modernized one, and that one's a good one too, but this one was the first one, and to me, this one is the classic. Anyways, this has been a look at Earthworm Jim. Once again, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed what you've seen today, please feel free to like, subscribe, or leave a comment below in the comment section. Also, feel free to check out some of my other toy review videos. Anyways, see you next time.